Welcome back to another episode of Fake Therapy. My name is Maria Womack, your host, and somehow this podcast has turned into like an online diary of just mine. But that's okay, I guess. I don't mind sitting here by myself talking to you. And if you think about it, maybe it's like you listening at home or in your car is my guest. And you could pretend like I'm talking to you because I kind of am talking to you. And yeah, just two pals hanging out, you and I. Isn't this nice? It is really nice, isn't it? It's good to have you here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening and letting me talk your ear off. It does mean a lot to me. So maybe I could just talk a little bit about what's going on with me. Last time I was on here, I talked about how I signed up for the good old health insurance, which was a big deal for me. I finally got health insurance on my own, which was a headache, but I finally got it. Fast forward, I went to the doctor. I found my own doctor, and I made that doctor's appointment. Little baby steps, they seem to you, but that's a big deal for me. So I went to the doctor. I found a doctor that I really liked. I was really nervous to go in because I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I know they're going to ask me a lot of questions. I know they're going to be like judging my health. And even though I am a healthy person and I am very aware of like taking care of myself, I guess think back to maybe like times when I used to go to the doctor as a kid and it being a bad experience. Why was it a bad experience? I remember as a kid being really scared of my doctor. And I also remember as a kid, the problem with my health as a kid was always that I was like overweight. Trigger warning, I guess. Because as sensitive as it is for me, it could be sensitive to somebody else out there listening. I should keep in mind. So yeah, weight has always been a thing. And they always used to tell me that, like, she would not sugarcoat stuff. She'd be like, your daughter's fat in front of me and telling me to my mom, which is that okay to say in front of a child? No, it's not okay. But I remember my doctor would say that all the time in front of me to my mom. And she'd just be like, yeah, yeah. And then later, like, we would leave the doctor's appointments and my mom would be like, don't listen to her, okay? We'll get you drinking more water. It'll be okay. And she tried to make me feel good about it or better about it. But still, I just like, think about it and it gives me an icky feeling. And I know that when you go to the doctor, one of the first things they do is they weigh you. So, I don't like it. So they weigh you, they show you your weight. And another thing that has always been in the back of my mind, maybe because weight has been like a factor in my life, is this thing called the BMI system, the body mass index system, which if you don't know what this is, it's God, I don't know if anybody else is as familiar with this as I am, but it's this thing that tells you that if you're this height, you should be this weight. So me, I'm a very short girl. I lie about my height a lot because it freaks people out. But I am like, so let's say that I'm like 4'10", okay? Truly flat-footed without heels or platforms, I am 4'10". And yes, I'm a grown-up. I am a grown-up. Do I sit in a booster seat in a car? No. People ask me that. People are very rude about my height sometimes. And with that height, I am like, being totally honest, I'm like 125 pounds for that, and for that height. If you put that into a body mass index system, it would tell me that I'm like an obese person. Which sounds crazy that I would believe that, but there are parts in like the back of my mind that do believe that because I am delusional and I like don't see myself clearly. So I'm looking at this, I guess, medical reference system that tells me that I'm fat. And then I think about like when I was a kid, my doctor always being like, "Your kid's fat. Your kid's fat. You need to do something." So yeah. So I'm in this doctor's. Fast forward to present day. I'm in this doctor's appointment, and she's like asking me just like normal questions about like smoking, exercising, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, she's just asking me questions, trying to get to know like the baseline of my health. And she really does not say anything about weight. And I'm like, I was like, what do you think of my weight? And I feel like even saying that or telling that story that I asked my doctor, what do you think of my weight, is like, I feel like it's a slap in the face for so many people who are like bigger than me or curvier than me, who I think they are beautiful people, but I just have this thing in my mind that's my own problem in the way that I judge myself, that I'm like, and also like my mom kind of like was always someone who thought that she was fat, and I know that she has always been a small girl. I feel like I kind of have that inside of me. And I think a lot of women have that inside of them. Just like, ugh, it sucks. What is it called? Body dysmorphia. Yeah, I have that really bad. So I'm here asking my doctor, basically, like, do you think I'm fat? And she was like, no, I'm not worried about your weight at all. But she did acknowledge that with the height and like how much I weigh, that she brought up the BMI scale. She was like, according to the BMI scale, you would be considered overweight. She put it in quotation marks and kind of explained to me that even she didn't really believe that scale, or she doesn't use that. And like seeing who's healthy, unhealthy, overweight, underweight, or not. And she also kind of explained that like I'm an Asian woman, and that a lot of Asian people are shorter, and they should have like their own scale maybe of like what's appropriate for like the size of most Asian people. They're smaller, so they should have like a different scaling system or whatever. But she basically just kind of like let me know that the BMI scale is bullshit, which I know it's bullshit, but it helps me that a doctor told me that, and told me that she wasn't worried about my weight. Like, one of the first times I had been to a doctor without them saying something mean or insensitive about my weight. So that was nice. I was avoiding the doctor for a very long time. Okay, we'll get that out of the way. But yeah, so yeah, that was nice. I am glad that was a good experience. It really was a good experience. I liked my doctor. She made me feel very comfortable. I didn't feel the need to like lie to her, which I have in the past, like lied about smoking weed and stuff. She told me that was okay. She told me she'd rather me not like smoke because of my lungs, but she said if I wanted to take edibles, that'd be okay. I talked to her a little bit about anxiety, which was nice that she cared about that. And also, they were very pronoun sensitive, which I think is incredible. They were just like very careful that they got people's pronouns right. He, she, they, blah, blah, blah. I think it's very thoughtful. And I think I feel like I'm in the modern day. It's great. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm going back to the doctor in October for a checkup. And this is feeling very comfortable to me now. Don't avoid the doctor. Try to go to the doctor and make sure your health is in line. So yeah. What else is on our list today? I was thinking a lot about just like how maybe in the past I have held grudges against people and maybe haven't been the most forgiving person. But in some ways, I have been, too. Let me explain myself a little bit more. I was thinking about, like, in the past, how people that I know maybe wronged me as like a child or a teen, but also they were a child or a teen. And I'm looking at these same people in their adulthood and my adulthood, kind of looking at them in the same light as someone who like fucked me over or like upset me deeply or just did something to me that I thought was really wrong. But the problem with like looking at these people in the same light is that they're not the same person. Let's say that I was really mad at this girl whenever we were like 15 years old. And she pissed me off so bad that I was like, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Get out of my life. I never want to talk to you again. But now, 10 years later, 10 plus years later, we're like adults. So is it wrong of me to still be mad at a 15-year-old fucking girl? I think the answer is yes. I also was thinking about how I've talked about this before. An ex-boyfriend of mine who I have in my adulthood described as the bully of my life. Is it wrong of me in my adulthood as a woman to describe a boy who was 16 years old at the time as the bully of my life today? Maybe at the time I did feel that way, but I think I am coming around. And it's sad because it's, like I said, been like 10 plus years. I'm finally coming around to being able to like forgive that person and like what they did, because also I have made mistakes before as well that I needed forgiveness for to like move on in my life. And yeah, I'm just like not mad at these people anymore. Like all of a sudden, because I'm thinking about how they were minors. And I'm like, should I be holding minors responsible for like these heavy feelings that they give me as an adult still? Maybe then, yes, but now, no. I think I have to let that shit go. But like, that's up to me. I don't think there's anybody in my life that could have been like, you need to like forgive those people or you need to like let this stuff go because that's old beef. It had to be up to me. And that's my own threshold for forgiveness. I also don't think that if I did forgive those people so soon, that anyone should be like judging me for like wanting to forgive somebody. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes people get judgment for forgiving certain people and letting things go when that's up to them if they want to forgive or not. And everyone should have their own scale of forgiveness, I think. I feel like that doesn't really make sense the way that I'm explaining it, but I don't know. It's just so point to point. Where if everyone's mad at someone for one thing and one person isn't mad at them, should that one person that's not mad at them get judged for like being too easy or being too forgiving? No, I don't think so. I guess that's basically what I'm trying to say. I had a friend who I'd been friends with for a very long time, okay? Here's one example. And we have like had our ups and downs in general. But one day I was talking to him, and this was like a couple years ago. And he had shared his opinion on something that I was doing that was like a lifestyle choice of mine. I don't want to get too much into it or like give away too much of who this person was. So I'll just say that. He just made like a really explicit judgment on something that I was doing. And maybe at this time, no, definitely at this time, I was very sensitive to judgment and stuff like that because I felt very alone. And I felt like everyone was judging me. And I kind of went to this person to like talk about this thing that everyone was judging me for. And he also judged me harshly. And that hurt my feelings so much that I was like, you know what? I'm not going to like be your friend anymore. Like, I'm coming to you with something I need support on because everyone's hating me for it. And you're also hating on me. When I came to you thinking that you would not hate on me, and I was wrong because you hated on me, bro. And that hurt my fucking feelings. And I was like, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Don't talk to me. So I was really mad at him. Really, really, really mad at him. And he had like came out of the blue a few times to be like, hey, I'm really sorry. I know what I said was wrong. I don't think those things anymore. I know that I was wrong. I think about it all the time. So he was like acknowledging that, one, he hurt my feelings. What he said was really messed up. And, yeah. Which, to get that forgiveness, rightfully, I think there should be acknowledgement. Like, I don't think you should just go around forgiving people without that person, like, acknowledging what they did wrong. There shouldn't be, like, forgive and forget. You can forgive, but don't forget, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to remember that he said that. That hurt my feelings, but I'm willing to, like, let it go because they acknowledged it. So there is no forgetting. Like, he acknowledged that he hurt my feelings and that he doesn't believe what he said anymore. And even, okay, either way. So he kind of would, like, try to reach out and like let me know that he felt really bad and that he missed me and my friendship and that he really messed up. And I just ignored him. Even as I'm sitting there being like, I'm not mad about this. I'm over it. What he said doesn't hurt me anymore. I still wasn't really like replying to his messages because I was like, I forgive you silently, but I am not gonna give you my friendship back. But then more months passed, and it had probably been over a year at this point, and then I had heard that one of his really close family members passed away. And then, I don't know, something about that made me reach out to him and just be like, I forgive you, I love you, I'm really sorry about that happening to you. And we just made up. So I tell that story because I feel like somebody else who deeply cares about me probably would question me and say, why would you forgive that person? What they said was crazy and it hurt your feelings so bad. Why would you forgive them? That's so wrong of that person to judge me for forgiving who I want to forgive, or giving that leeway to who I want to give that leeway to. And I guarantee you there are people in their life that they would forgive that I would be like, why the fuck would you forgive that person? And you shouldn't judge anybody for who they want to forgive or give that leeway to, because it's based on their own personal experiences. Okay? That's basically all I want to say. And I also like forgive the person that I called the bully of my life. I'm thinking about it now, thinking of like, I called that person the bully of my life when they were like a twerpy little teenage boy, seriously. And I think that I also like put that person through like extra bullshit, maybe. Not saying like I gave them a reason to bully me, which I didn't, but I don't know. We probably made each other's lives harder and we were both young, and all this old beef that I had with people, you know, this other girl who I remember chasing me around the gym locker room in middle school is now like trying to be really friendly to me now. And I'm like, what are you doing? Leave me alone. You think I forgot that stuff? But really, I should forget those things. Or I'm telling myself that I would like to forget those things because like she was just a little girl. Okay, that's like, I'm mad at a little girl. I'm not mad at the adult. I'm mad at the little girl. And like adults can't be mad at kids like that. Okay? I hope that all makes sense. Just something that I've been thinking about. And I don't know. On the scale of forgiveness, am I an extra forgiving person? I don't think so. Like to think I'm logically forgiving, but who knows? I don't know. I think I just am always going to think of what they're going through too. And I try to think of things like clearly, not just making it so about me, because I also have an insecurity now that I like make stuff about me too much. And I try to like think of like, okay, am I also making the situation harder or like worse than it needs to be? Just thinking of things that I can directly change in my attitude that can make things better, and not being like, you did this. Like, what can I do to make my life easier? And I think what I can do to make my life easier is forgiving people who have wronged me in my past, especially the minors. I'm not going to get mad at minors anymore. I'm not mad at any of the minors in my life as a minor anymore. The beef is squashed. And I feel like even like people that have, and maybe everyone feels this, that they have had people come out of the woodworks of their past to like say they're sorry to you. And you're just like, I don't care. You're stupid. And yes, I am still mad at you. Now I would just be like, it's not that big of a deal, bro. We were kids. I would truly have that response. When maybe like a couple years ago, I wouldn't have had that response. I think I would now. I'm growing up. I am. And I'm constantly evaluating my whole life. So that's maybe one of the interesting parts of these solo episodes. So yeah, man, I just rambled about forgiveness for so long. I just don't want to be someone that holds grudges in an overly petty way anymore. So yeah, just want to be mature. What else is going on with me? Oh, one time I was at work, and I work in a hair salon as a hairstylist, as most of you may know. And I had this guy come in who I'd never met before, and it was my turn to cut his hair. So I was cutting his hair for him. And we had a conversation that was very like, to me, just small talk. What are you doing today? Blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember. Not even very memorable of a conversation. And maybe a few short moments in, the man was like, you seem really educated. And I was like, I just thought that weird reaction to it. Like, educated? What do you mean? I'm not educated. I have a high school diploma. I have a cosmetology license. It's really difficult for me to read a book. I find very small adult tasks very overwhelming sometimes. So I'm like, why is this person saying that I seem educated? Sometimes when people give me a compliment, I am so shocked that I'm almost like offended of like, why would you say that to me? That's not true. Why am I like that? I don't know. And I was talking to my partner about it, and he was like, because I was telling him, and I was like, why do people think I'm smart? I'm not smart. I'm not educated. Like, why are people saying that? Like, it's so easy to trick people into thinking that you're smart because people think I'm smart and I'm not smart. They're so stupid, and I'm stupid. And he's like, but you are smart. Like, you're socially smart, and you're very well articulated in the way that you speak. And he was just telling me like all these ways that I am smart and that I am smart. And yeah, that I'm smart. And I'm like, okay. Not even being like in a pick me way, not even in a pick me way of being like, tell me I'm smart. Because like, I really don't think I'm not smart. I don't know. I'm truly confused by why that man and other people in general say Maria is smart. I think it's really weird. And as I was telling my partner that, he kind of was just assuring me about how that's like part of imposter syndrome. which is like you not thinking that, like when you're smart and you don't think you're smart, or like you're a good actor and you don't think you're a good actor, or maybe you don't think you're an actor at all. Or if you're like, you love to sing and you're like, but I'm not a singer. Like those are all things of being a victim of your own imposter syndrome. It sucks because like apparently I'm smart and I like don't want to believe it, and it's really sad. And I would be much happier if I could just believe good things that people say about me. Like like they say I'm smart, and people say that I'm talented. And even when people say I'm talented, I'm like, why would you say that? What am I doing that's like showing talent? I feel like I'm like not doing anything. And you're sitting here telling me I'm talented and I'm smart? I straight up don't believe you. But that's my problem. Like I need to like believe in myself more. And at the very least, if someone gives me a compliment, say thank you. Is that so hard? No. I'm making it harder than it needs to be. So, okay, not only do I have to work on my body dysmorphia, I got to work on my imposter syndrome. And, you know, you could probably stand to work on your imposter syndrome too. I'm sure there's something nice about you that you're in denial about. And how sad is that? Please open your eyes and realize that you are beautiful and smart and funny and talented and you're educated and people like you for a reason. They don't, you know, you're not an imposter. And I'm not an imposter, right? Period. That's all I need to say about that. Okay. Another thing. I owe an apology to the people at the local rock shows because I was getting a little upset that I was going to these new local rock shows and no one was talking to me. And that was another thing that I realized that I was kind of making about me. And I think in this case, I was mistaking other people's social anxiety for being rude to me. And that's not cool. I see that now. And I'm really sorry. I guess I just felt like if I'm on somebody else's turf, maybe they would have more confidence to be like, hey. And if they didn't, it's because they didn't want to say hey. When maybe that's not the case. Maybe they just like were truly anxious. Like everyone has their own anxieties, and that comes off in different ways. You could be really anxious and it come off as you just look shy and you look sweet, or you could be really anxious in a way where you look like so unfriendly and you look rude and you're just like not knowing what to do with yourself. So I shouldn't assume that these people don't like me. I should just give them the leeway and think that maybe they're dealing with their own stuff and they're quiet because they just like, I don't know, are also as socially anxious as I am, presenting it in a different way. That's all. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. I just needed to say sorry. Sorry about making it about me and too much. It's also about you. It's not just my life. It's also everybody else's life. And everyone's dealing with different stuff. So I'm sorry for maybe coming off as a little overly pompous or whatever. I just want to be friends, period. That's all I want to do. I just want to be friends, okay? So let's be friends. Or whatever. Don't. If you don't want to. I guess it's up to you. I want to be friends, so it's really up to you. Yeah. Nothing much is going on with me. Just thinking a lot, I guess. Have a lot on my brain. Stuff like that, and I guess just trying to be like the most honest version of myself I could be. I was also thinking about like I was talking to a friend that was like talking to this guy, and she was like saying that it was just unclear of how much they liked her, and that she wanted to like text him, but she had sent the last text or some BS like that, and like basically just not wanting to be more forward or being too forward, or not wanting to come across liking a person more than they like you. And I've realized that I'm like really over that too. I'm over like, I'm in general, to wrap it up the best way I can, I'm over pretending that I'm chill. Like, I don't want to be chill anymore. If I have a feeling in my head or I want to say something, I no longer want to hold that thought back in fear of coming across as crazy or coming off as too much. I just want to say it. Like, I feel like for so long, and I think a lot of women deal with this, is they are scared of like not looking chill. And what does the chill girl really get? The chill girl gets like walked all over, kind of put to the side, kind of being treated like, oh, she doesn't really care because she's so chill. So they get treated like shit. And I know because I was a chill girl. I used to try to be chill. And it's just so outdated. I don't want to be chill anymore. And I don't think anybody should like try to be chill. I think everyone should just say what they want to say. And I don't know. If you want to say I love you, say I love you. I don't know. Is that weird? Is that crazy? Like, is I love you the craziest thing I could say? I don't know. Maybe you think so. Not saying that she should tell them that she loves them. My friend that I started the story with. But I don't know. If you want to text somebody, then text them. If you want to call somebody, then call them. And I think that forwardness will be admired. I don't like the games. I don't like the, oh, I really want to talk to them, but I'm waiting for them to reach out to me first. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't, with making friends, even like, no, I'm just going to be as forward as I want to be. I'm going to go to these local rock shows and I'm going to go up to people and not wait for them to come to me in fear of like looking weird or overly friendly or not looking chill. I'm not chill, so I shouldn't pretend to be chill. And if you're not chill, I don't think that you should be pretending to be chill, because it's going to hurt you in the long run, and it's going to, I don't know, it's going to eat you alive. You know? If you're a freak, be a freak, okay? Because I've been trying to like embrace it more lately too. And I feel happier. I really do. So yeah. I don't know. I don't think that I'm really like judgmental. And I feel like everybody says that, but I feel way more judged by other people than I judge people. Even sitting here not doing anything that controversial. I feel like there are some people that look at me that would be like, especially like some guys that would look at me and be like, oh my God, I bet she would be like a nightmare to be with. And I don't know why I think that. Maybe that's part of my imposter syndrome, but like, I don't know. Or like people like normies or like basics that think I'm just like a freak when I'm like seriously not doing anything. That just think I'm just weird. I don't know. And I'm weird. I'll be weird, I guess, because I'm just being myself. I'm not trying to like be overly freaky, or like, I'm not trying to freak anybody out for the sake of shock value. I just want to be myself. And if being myself is not a chill girl, then I don't care. I don't want to be the chill girl. It's death to the chill girl. It's the year of the death of the chill. It's year of death of the chill girl. It's the year the chill girl died. Sometimes I like to name certain years. Like I had year of the freak-a-leak, and I had year of the hot girl one year. There's some years I don't name because they're a little anticlimactic. But I think 2022 is the year the chill girl died. Seriously. Because that shit's for young girls and young boys and young days is the chill stuff. Nah, we are not chill anymore. Let's just say what we want to say and be ourselves and share our feelings and not be afraid of our feelings or talk about our feelings in fear of freaking somebody out. You should just be true to yourself, because I'm trying to be that way. Which sometimes I like shut down and I'm like, maybe I should chill out or tone down. But times where I tell myself I need to chill out or I need to tone down are times where I'm like kind of sad about it. I'm sad that I had to chill out. I'm sad that I had to tone it down. I don't want to be that way. I like that I basically surround myself, my partner, my best friends, who allow me to be loud and crazy and like funny and not chill, and that's fine. I think they love me for that. And I think the right people will love you for giving up that chill shit too. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, I'm not chill. I talked about like all kinds of weird, crazy things sitting here talking to myself. That's not very chill, is it? I don't think so. Yeah, it's whatever. So this show also is guest friendly, which you probably know that if you're listening. I used to have guests on here all the time, and we talk about whatever. People always want to ask me what they should talk about. And really, I'm just like, you could reference back to older episodes where I do have a guest and just see kind of what our conversations are like. I'm pretty open-ended. I don't know. I guess I kind of have to be careful with being too controversial or whatever, because there's like a line that could easily be crossed, I feel like, doing this. But fake therapy is also for friends and guests. Reach out to me. Tell me you want to be on, and we'll plan something out. You have to come to my house. Come to my house. We'll chill. We'll hang out. We can get coffee or something. We can get lunch or something. If you want to like grab a drink after, we could go out. I could take you to this awesome Korean restaurant in my city that I've been loving lately. They play K-pop videos all day long. K-pop music videos all day long. And I think you'd really like it. I would love to take you. So yeah, hit me up. Let's hang. You could be on the show and talk with me. You can gab with me for like an hour and a half or whatever. We could talk about, I don't know, I guess we can talk about whatever. We'll talk it out. You and I will go on a messaging spree with each other. And we'll talk about a good topic for us to discuss. It could be about you if you want. It could be about something in general. It could be about love, romance. It could be about feelings of resentment. It could be about family. It could be about an experience that happened when you were 8 years old that you can't stop thinking about, that defined your life forever. I don't know. Those are just some random ideas, really. It's up in the air. So thank you again for listening to me rant, and I mean, not really ranting. I don't know, this is how I talk. Listen to me talk for however long. Yeah, I guess I should wrap it up. That's pretty much it for this time around. Okay. I'll see you later. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much, and I love your company. Thanks for